Hello, and welcome back to Surviving with Superdaddy in Minecraft. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work on this starter base of ours, and I've prettied it up a little bit. I also added a bridge to the back end that is taking us to that island. And today we'll do a little bit of work on that island and make us a hut over there as well. I've also cleared up a path here and just prepared myself to make a nice little path in this area. We'll do that on camera. I've also added a few details to the house. You can see that I added some campfires and a few more stairs and other details to the entryways. Also added in these nice little arches. I think that they're a nice little addition and touch to the build. Just makes it come alive a little bit more. Coming out to the back here, you can see that we have made this bridge, and I think that the detail is actually quite nice. And then over here I've cleared out the top area of this island for a nice little hut that we're going to build on screen today. And then down here we're going to build a little docking area and fishing area for when we need to gather some of those resources. As you can see, I've also prettied up this a little bit. Nothing too crazy, just a couple hedges. I wanted to add in a little bit of detail, but also make it so that mobs couldn't get in here. I don't need pillagers or anything of that sort coming in and trampling our crops. That's always a pain and a hassle to deal with. So we have added those in to just help protect the area a little bit. And I think it looks nice. Adds a little bit of life and overgrown experience to the area. Today we are also going to fill in this area below our house with some animals. And I do want to go caving and explore those areas, get some of those much needed resources, redstone, and other things of that nature, so that way we can build all of our contraptions and farms that we need to. We're going to be building quite a bit on this small island, and then the expanding areas as well. I have a few ideas and plans for those as well. So it's going to be quite an exciting experience, and I think that overall we will have a nice episode at the end of this. So today's first order of business is something pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and get started with sprucing up the area a little bit and making it into a path. So as you can see, we're just adding in a little bit of wood variants, a little bit of oak, and some jungle log to make certain that we have a couple different variants of wood type in this pathway. Then we're going to come back in here with the shovel after we've got all of our wood in, and we are going to make a path area around those pieces of wood. And now we have a nice little path area that we can walk on, and will take us over to this area where we're going to go ahead and fill it in with stairs. And I think we'll use oak stairs to match up with the color of the oak stairs that we used on this farm over here. You can go ahead and start placing it in a triangle shape on each of these to create a diagonal stairwell. Now we're going to go ahead and add in some slabs around each of these stairs to help widen the area a little bit. And we'll make this a path area. We're going to go ahead and extend the path down this way as well. So we might as well do that now. And as you can see, we've got a nice path area here, but we're going to do the same thing that we did up there and come back and fill all this in with some pieces of wood splattered here and there to help create a different pattern. And once all the detail is in, you should have a path looking a lot like this. It really looks nice in the land, I think, and adds a nice little layer of detail to the area surrounding. Now that we got this path built in, our next stage is pretty simple. We're going to bring some animals here. So, for luring animals here, I have been collecting a few things, and I have got 6 leads. No idea where I got them, but I definitely have 6 leads. No one kills llamas here. What are you talking about? I'm also going to grab a little bit of wheat, just in case. It never hurts to have that. Drop off some of these excess things that we're not going to need while we're traveling. And now we are off to go find a couple animals to add to our collection. I see our first animal friend here, the cow. You will be our friend. I promise you. You will like me. We found another cow. Fortune smile on us. Now we have 2, and we can breed them up. Chickens. But I have eggs, so I can make those. I don't need to bring chickens home. Pigs, on the other hand, I'll need to grab a couple of those. And sheep. I will need 2 of you. Hello. Well, I'm having a hard time finding any more of these guys, and I don't want to have to drag them all around this island. I think I'm going to take them back to my island here, and then go find the rest of what I need. Another sheep and another pig. Okay, animals safely deposited for now. Let's go find some more. Aha! Another pig. You can come with me. Alright, we found some more sheep. And different colors than the ones we had already. That's nice. Let's get them back home, where they'll be safe and I can breed them up. Okay, we now have all the animals we need to start breeding up some. One of the first things I need to do, however, is separate them. I don't need them all randomly roaming around. I think we will start by putting the sheep over here, as long as they will go there. I've got the leads in my hand. Let's use them. Alright. So our 2 sheep are in place. We'll go ahead and do pigs in here. And cows are going to come over here. So our animals are all separated into separate pens. And this center one we'll probably use for something like horses. Now we can go ahead and start the task of breeding these guys up to get a little bit larger amount of animals in our things, and also get the parrots and the bats achievement. Well, now that we've got more mouths to feed, I think it's time we start actually using this farm that we have made and gathering up the wheat. And I am going to go ahead and show you a neat little way of harvesting all of this in one fell swoop. So, go ahead and crouch, and then place your water on top of the wheat. It's going to go ahead and flow all the way to the bottom, missing only one piece of wheat. Oh. And then at the bottom here, you can harvest everything up in one fell swoop. So then you've gathered up everything all at once, instead of having to hit the crops forever. And you can go ahead and replant everything quickly as well. And now everything is replanted and ready for another round so that it can grow and we can do it all again. So now that we've harvested all these crops, I think we're going to go ahead and come back in here, take out these wooden pieces right here, and replace them with some composters. This serves 2 purposes. The first purpose is appearance. We want it to look nice, and it just adds an extra layer of detail to the build. The second purpose is for bone meal. All these extra seeds that you're collecting can be tossed into these composters on the sides here and used to collect bone meal, which you can then use to grow any other plants that you want, trees, or even other crops. It's always useful to have at least one composter in any farm that you're building, so that way you can toss any excess seeds or anything else that you may not desire into the composter. There are a few exceptions. The first exception I can think of would be poisonous potatoes. You can't really toss poisonous potatoes into a composter. I have tried. It's a waste of time. And unfortunately, even though there's no actual practical use for poison potatoes, you still can't toss them into composters. So the next thing I kind of wanted to do on camera was go ahead and put a nice little gazebo or a hut here, fishing hut, that we can use to help decorate the land a little bit. Isn't that right, number one? We're going to decorate the land. So I already built this in my creative test world of this world, so it should be very easy to replicate. We're going to go ahead and start off by placing a block here, counting 5 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this block, we're going to go ahead and place an extra one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this block. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to place one right there as well. I'm going to go ahead and build these pillars up. 4 blocks total, so 1, 2, 3 on top of that one. And now, as you can see, we've got a small little frame here for the hut. We're going to come in here and dig out some of this dirt. We don't need it, and we're going to go ahead and lower the floor of the hut down to this level. Now that you've cleared out the dirt, we're going to go ahead and place in slabs here. This is going to be the floor, and we want to make certain that it's actually spawn-proof. I don't want anything coming in here. The next stage is relatively simple. We're going to go ahead and take some jungle stairs and replace these layers of dirt right here with that. Now that you've got that in, you should have something that looks like this. I went and replaced the dirt blocks here as well and added in some oak so that way they matched and you don't see that dirt poking through. You're also going to want to replace the dirt block down there as well. And that should be the only one that actually pokes through down off of the hill here. We're going to go ahead and fill in this area real fast with dirt. And the next step is just to place some slabs along here. And as you can see, now we've got this nice little sunken in gazebo area that we can actually walk into. Coming outside the gazebo, we're going to go ahead and add some stairs in so we can easily get in and out from this side. And just 3 stairs there, 3 stairs here. We're going to take out the dirt here, 3 stairs in here, and lastly 3 stairs right here. So now you can come all the way down to the water area using these stairs. For this next step, we're going to go ahead and actually make some scaffolding. I want to be able to quickly get up and down as needed, and scaffolding is always useful for that. We don't need a whole lot for this project, so we're only going to go ahead and make 12 pieces, and that should be plenty for what we're actually going to be doing here. So the next step here is just to place some jungle wood all along these pillars here, framing the roof that you want to make. Now that that's in, we're going to go ahead and do something a little bit different and place in some campfires all along these walls here. Go ahead and put them out as you put them down, and I want to make certain that the black coal piece is facing out from the area. To do that, you just put it on. Ooh, I'm burning. You just put it on the jungle log directly right there, and it should make certain that the coal is facing out of the building. Go ahead and do that on each side, but leave out these corner pieces here. We're going to put jungle slabs there instead. You're going to want to make sure you have at least one extra shovel on hand too. The shovel is what you use to put out campfires. You can also use buckets of water, but then you get water everywhere and that's kind of a pain. Oh, as you can see, I accidentally placed that block the wrong way. Of course I did. Bye, campfire. So we're going to place it the right way now. Snuff it out. When you right click on a campfire with a shovel, it will snuff out the flame for you. And then you get a nice little decorative block that you can use as like window posts, seals, anything like that to help liven your builds up. With those in, you can do the corners. Go ahead and do all the corners. I've gone ahead and left that corner undone, and I'll finish it up when I'm leaving the top of this build, but for now we're going to leave that undone so that way we don't end up leaving ourselves nowhere to get up. So we're going to go ahead and copy what we did on these right here. Place a block right there, place a campfire, making certain that the charcoal is facing out, and on the corners we're going to make certain that there's jungle slabs. Now taking out your jungle wood again, make certain that this is the jungle wood that has all of the texture around every corner. Just go ahead and fill in right along these areas. And that's going to leave you with a single center spot right here that we can go ahead and put a slab on in just a second. So you want to go ahead and put a slab right there. And we're going to go ahead and place a jungle fence right there as well with a torch right on top of it. Next step is to put some jungle buttons on here. I want them all facing the same direction, and we're just going to put them on each and every one of these jungle logs so that they do not spawn mobs, and also to add a little bit of texture to the build. And just like that, the roof of our gazebo is done. We can go ahead and start adding in some other details. One of the things I want to do is add in jungle fences along the pillars here. And this just livens up the build a little bit, adding a little more dimension. Of course, we're only going to do this on the outsides of these pillars. We don't want this on the inside, as it would be just too cluttery, I think, on the inside of each pillar. Coming back on inside to add a little extra detail, we're going to start by going ahead and adding in arches, as long as I can place my blocks properly. And then we're going to go ahead and add in basically an upside down stairs pattern up on these top roofs. Again, as long as I can place my blocks properly. The finished result should look a lot like this. Now, making certain that the area is lit up, we're going to go ahead and just place some torches on each of these posts. And it also adds a nice little aesthetic. Torches may not be the most pretty light source. I tend to prefer lanterns, but for an early game build like this, it doesn't hurt the build at all, and it definitely makes it look a little bit better. So walking here, I'm noticing that there's a bit of a up and downward hump right there that doesn't really need to be there. So we're going to go ahead, tear these two out, take out these dirt blocks here, and replace the slabs there. And then you've just got a nice little entryway for your bridge here. And then when you're leaving down here, you've got this as well. it doesn't mess with the view or the aesthetics of the gazebo, and I think it makes it clear that this is kind of your entrance where you're supposed to go. We'll kind of make this a clear spot as well. Maybe put some pillars up on this spot right here or something, just to make it clear that this is where you're supposed to walk here as well. But with that, I think we can call the gazebo finished. It's pretty good looking. So the next step of this is to add in a nice little docking area here for us to land with our boats and to do some fishing. So I think we're going to go ahead and take out these dirt blocks here, replace them with slabs, and we'll do the same thing down here as well, just taking out these dirt blocks and replacing them all with jungle slabs. So right now we've got this. Nothing too fancy, nothing too big, but we're going to go ahead and take some jungle stairs, build this part in right here, and we're going to do that right here as well. So now you've got a nice little side area right there. We're going to go ahead and take out this now and extend the docking area so that way we have somewhere to actually fish or any of our other needs. And using some oak logs, we're going to go ahead and add some pillars to this build. Nothing too crazy, just enough to actually look like it's holding it up. Just like such. And then we're going to go ahead and extend this out one more, so that there's like a lip that you're standing on when you're fishing or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and place that pillar also right here, and on the other side right here. Then we're going to go ahead and place just jungle fences on top of each of those oak logs. Jungle fences in between. And we're going to put one more oak log pillar right here. Again, adding a torch and some more jungle fence in between. So like I said, I wanted to make it pretty clear that this is where we're supposed to walk. So we're going to add a little bit of oak logs in here, some jungle fence on top of those, that's the walkway, and then we're going to take this dirt out, place it with oak log, and we're going to go ahead and start placing jungle fences down to make it clear this is the walkway. Now placing torches on all of these jungle fences that are like the pillars of the build, we get a nice effect. And you've got this, which looks great, but it's not done yet. There's still more to be done. So, as you can see along this bridge, what I did was I took the jungle log on the side, put it along the sides here, and then stripped that. I think we're going to go ahead and do that here as well, but we'll probably do that with jungle wood instead. Number one, are we taking a bath? Go ahead and move, number one. I need that spot. Thank you. Now that all that jungle log is placed in, we'll strip it. And you've got a nice little walkway area like that. The next step is to make it kind of match these. We're going to go ahead and put in some oak trapdoors. So placing in the trapdoors like this, we get a nice clear cut pathway. This is where we're supposed to walk. And while it's not quite matching this in that these pillars are above that, it is matching it in the texture. You know what? No, I don't like it. We're fixing it. Yes, number one. I agree. It will look better. And there you have it, guys. Fixed up. That looks a lot better. That matches the falling texture over there. Seeing the setting sun as we're looking at it just adds to that feel of this build. Really helps make it look that much better. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did on that other one over there. And just make certain we take out these slabs, replace the dirt in here with the slabs as well, so that way it's a clear, this is the walkway area. And now you get this gorgeous view as our sun is setting, and you've got this gorgeous docking area that you can dock your boats but also do a little bit of fishing. So the final step here, super easy. We're just going to go ahead and take some jungle fences and connect up this area here. We want to make certain that this area looks as though it is connected up with our bridge. Et voila. Now you have a bridge area all connecting with our gazebo, which I think looks great. Let's go ahead and take a look at it from a small distance, maybe over here on this hill. Wow. When I look at it all together, it just looks great. You've got a combination of all the wood types that we used on the starter house over there in this. It definitely fits in with the build style that we started over on the starter house, and it goes down into this gorgeous gazebo that you've got a great docking area with as well. I really am actually happy with how this came out. Maybe a couple decorations on the sides, bushes. Maybe that's what we do. Instead of replacing down here with the jungle, we just put some bushes along the sides to help decorate the area a little more. Maybe some flowers, some azalea tree bushes, that kind of stuff to help liven the area up a little bit more. But wow, I'm actually really happy and content with how this area came together today, guys. It's just looking great. Well, we've knocked a few things off our to-do list today. We've gone ahead and harvested our crops, got some animals, and added a gazebo to the back over there. But there's still one more task that I'm going to have to accomplish today. Going into the caves. It's going to be a pretty exciting time, but I want to make certain that my dog here is safe, as caving can be quite dangerous. Folks, it's not for the faint of heart, of course, and I want to make certain that my number one remains my number one. So, number one, hold the fort. Thank you. Make certain that the house stays safe, and when I come back, I shall give you a piece of steak. Now that I promised him steak, I'd better actually breed up some more cows so I have some steak to give. Maybe not steak, maybe it'll be lamb. Hey guys, editing Superdaddy here, and well, guess what? We have a bit of a situation here. This video could be way too long. We're talking hour-long video, and while I enjoy making movie-long content, I think it's probably easier to take these in like 30-minute settings than full hour-long sessions. So what we're going to go ahead and do today is do a two-part episode, since we have an opportunity now to do something we've never done, the two-parter. So today, this is the end of the episode. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back and see the second part of this episode where I go and actually do the caving and find out if I end up getting all the things I need, or if we end up dying horribly to a million mobs at once. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all next time. Bye.